building your IC Network smartphone app. In the initial first app training webinar, I talked about setting up Joe's Pizza. So I'm going to continue with that theme of Joe's Pizza. This is just a generic app I'm using as an example. But you'll have the back office with all the information about the app, distributing the app, all those kinds of things. But if I would click on this Manage App button, then I end up here in the back office for the app. So here's where I want to focus some time on talking about different things you can do with your app to make different changes, add new things. So I've started working on another page. I talk about different things that you can do with text, adding clickable links, email links, additional images, and YouTube videos to your app to add in, make it more personal, make it more jazzy, whatever you want to do, that you can do that. So there's different ways to format the text. And this is actually HTML coding. Don't let that scare you. If you're unfamiliar with that, just follow the instructions here. So, for example, and we went over this in the first one, if you insert this into the page on your app, it will automatically break that paragraph. If you insert two of them, it'll give you a white line of space. You can create bold text, putting your text in between those different little characters. Same thing, italic text, underline, how to make a link clickable. All you need to know how to do is copy and paste. What you would do is you would just copy this, change out the text here, change out the link here, paste it into the page, and it'll work. It's something that you'll see in the back office of the page, but it's not something that you will see when you view the page. And I'll show you that in a moment. You can also create active email links, add additional images, and YouTube videos. But for example, starting to edit page 2, and if you saw what I did, on the main menu, you have all the pages here that you can edit, and then here's where you would upload images. Clicking on page 2, watch us make pizza. I've put in a page name and an ad headline. Now, saying that Joe's Pizza had a video on their chef, their pizza chef making pizzas, and you wanted to add that, you have the coding here that you would do that with. So we have a couple breaks in here so that it puts a nice white line before it. All of this coding right here is for adding the video. Here's the link for the video. And if you have a customer that you're working with who has a video on YouTube, or you have a video on YouTube, all you have to do is go to that YouTube video, click on the share button. That's on every single YouTube video, unless it's restricted for some reason. But then click on that share link and you'll get a link that looks like this, youtube.com/embed/ a whole bunch of letters or numbers. All you would have to do is then copy and paste that, but put in the link to the video that you have, added it on the page. So you see all of this coding shown here. Don't let that scare you. Don't let that worry you. All you have to worry about is the link to the YouTube video. All this, you'd put that in there between the two little, those little marks, quotation marks, copying the link, and then copy the whole link there that starts with the iframe and ends with the /iframe. Put that in there, hit submit, and you would see that video. We're going to preview that web page. I already have it in there, so I don't have to hit the submit. And you see the video there. Also with that then, I have a couple more page breaks in. Those help give that white line, that white space in between the next thing that I want to say or the next thing I want to show. So then after that, I have a line, and to make your mouth water, check out our photos. And then I added in some extra images. So not only do you have the image that shows at the top, okay, all these images here, those are the ones that show up at the top of the screen, but you can add in more images in the page. So to do that, you have an image source, and then you have a link to the image that you want to have up there, and that's it. Hit submit. You'll have the notice, success, page has been updated, and you can see there's a couple images that I added. Now you have to remember that even though you're seeing this on a computer screen right now, when people are viewing this, they're viewing this on a much smaller screen. It's going to look a little bit more like this size. So you'd have that welcome image. That's the main image that you would upload for that page. Then you could have a video showing, you could have more photos, you could have more text. So there's a lot of different things that you can do here to personalize it, to add more interest, to add more images, videos. All that stuff is allowed in the app. It doesn't have to just be text. So if we go to the Welcome to Joe's page here, we have that main image, the main image for that page. We have the copy, the /BR//BR/. Those are what puts in this white space here so it doesn't all run together. And then you can put in active links. And I can show you centering. Center, all you would have to do is put the back arrow, center, front arrow, everything in here will be centered. And then at the end of it, you'd put the slash and then center. So if you want to put a center way at the top, it will center everything on that page and then end with that slash center. It would center everything on that page. The only thing about it is when you're showing it on the app, when people are looking at it on the app and you have it, this size, then the issue that you're going to end up with is if you had, let's say, pictures or even with just copy in here, all of that copy is going to be centered. It's not going to be left aligned, which makes it more difficult to read. So if you have different things that you would want to center, then you could put those little marks, the little marks I just showed you, the center around just the things that you wanted to center. The one thing about if you're adding pictures into the pages, they have to be hosted somewhere online. All the images at the top, these images right here, we do the hosting of. Any of the images that you would load in the pages, those would have to be hosted somewhere else. But all of those images have to be somewhere online so that whenever anybody accesses that, it would be available. There are some places where you can get hosting free for pictures, or if you're using a picture from somebody's website, if you're working with a client and you want to add additional pictures in, they should be able to make those available to you. When you're on YouTube, some of those things are copyrighted. Photos, a lot of photos that you find, if you're just looking at them online, those are copyrighted. You have to be very careful that you will be using images that you're allowed to use, or you can get into a lot of trouble for that. So just be aware of that. If there's a video that you want to use, always ask for permission. I know that with the webinar that Mike has done, the way we do it is we start out with that big do not copy FBI screen, just like a movie would. And if they can send you an email just saying, sure, go ahead and share my video, then go for it, but save a copy of that email.